EPA Dwayne Meteorologist Bobby Marchant here with your outlook for December 3rd, 2021. Big changes today with temperatures with the cold front moving through last night, and that came through pretty wicked. We had some pretty high wind gusts, a surge of wind, in fact, that came through with that front, and a little bit higher than we thought it was going to be because that initial surge is what did it. In some cases, knocked out some power with some gusts in the 40s, but then we went back to normal cold air advection stuff, and that's going to continue this morning until we start to diminish those winds this afternoon. Today's video forecast is sponsored by George's Quick Stop Cafe in Marshalls Creek, Pennsylvania. They are on Milford Road, which is also Route 209 in the Stroudsburg area of Monroe County. They are your one-stop shop for food, beer, wine, and fuel. They are locally owned and operated. They have a vast beer selection, wine labels from every local Pocono winery, and food prepared and cooked on the premises by a professional kitchen team. They are George's Quick Stop Cafe, proud sponsors of the Friday forecast video. So again, we have the cold front that moved through last night. Today we're going to have much cooler temperatures, and that's reflected in the temperatures next to me here. Partly to mostly sunny today. It's going to be breezy early. 40 to 48 is the spread, as opposed to yesterday being well into the 50s for most areas. And in some areas, you were kind of like stuck in the 40s most of the day in the interior, and then just ahead of that front last evening, the temperatures were rising, and some of you got into the 50s later in the day, which is not typical. Usually it's the peak heating of the day that happens. It was a little bit different yesterday because this was synoptically driven, so you had that warmth just ahead of the front before it moved through, and then it made its presence known very quickly in the evening with those high wind gusts. So today, here's what the winds are looking like this morning. Generally a 15 to 25 mile per hour wind this morning. This is now cold air advection. There's no surge involved with this, so 15 to 25 miles per hour will be your gusts this morning. You might get some higher gusts up here in the higher elevations, 35 to maybe even 40 in an isolated case, but then they're going to diminish across the region as we head in the afternoon. There's going to be a steady decline today, so breezy this morning, and then it starts to decline this afternoon, and then by the time we get to the evening, it is negligible. So just dealing with it for a couple hours this morning, and that's it. Today's, again, partly to mostly sunny, and then really the next couple of days are going to be pretty nice. 44 to 52 is the spread for temperatures on Saturday, and it's going to be the same thing on Sunday. Both days are partly cloudy. Now, moving ahead to our next system, this is going to be a cold front coming at the coming toward the region that's going to arrive with a few showers. There's a warm front extended with ahead of this that's going to get the temperatures up again for Monday in very similar fashion to what they did yesterday. So we'll be kind of seasonably cool. 44 to 52 is seasonable over the weekend, and then when we get to Sunday night, we'll have a few showers moving through overnight, and that's going to evolve into steady showers here on Monday. Okay, there's no snow on the backside of this, as the GFS was trying to sell here for several consecutive runs up until yesterday. Has dropped that idea since. This is just a cold front passage. This is going to have another one of those cold front passages that's going to have high winds behind it. I think the wind potential with the cold air advection involved with this is even greater than this one. Maybe not with that surge, but maybe the higher the winds. Common wind gusts will be in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range, with some gusts over 40 as peak, and they're going to be a little bit longer than just a quick surge. Okay, so we'll have the cold air advection involved with this once the front passes. That'll be Monday afternoon and overnight. So we'll be watching for that. But it does look like this is just a rain event. It's just some showers with this cold front as it moves through the region, and then we have this trough moving in behind it. Now, this trough is going to be key to what happens midweek, because how much this energy digs will dictate how much this trough digs. Okay, so if you want snow for the midweek system, even if it's not going to be a lot, because I don't think it is, if you want snow in your location and you want it to remain snow, you're going to want this trough to dig a little bit more. Here's the European model. Did not dig it quite as much as it did in the previous run. So when it brings this next system in, which is late Tuesday night into Wednesday, it comes across our region like this. It starts off as snow in some areas initially, just a quick burst of snow, and then it goes over to rain in our southern areas. So our southern areas are primarily just rain out of this deal. Once you get up to about the I-78 corridor here, which is right where this rain snow line is, that's going to be, according to the European model, where the delineation between rain and snow is going to be. So areas across northeast PA still get accumulating snow out of this, especially across the Poconos and the higher elevations in northeast PA, or north central PA. But you see the battle zone here is right along I-78. So and it looks like it's a snow to rain situation there, all the way up to I-78 on the European model. But this is still map worthy. We don't just cover Philadelphia. We don't just cover the Lehigh Valley. We don't just cover Harrisburg, and we cover the entire area, which is the entire eastern 2/3 of Pennsylvania, all of New Jersey, all of Delaware. And so this area, if this holds like this, we'll have to make a snow map for the northern locations that'll have several inches of snow out of this. Now, when I say several, I'm probably talking about a 1 to 3 event, maybe a 2 to 4 event. That's looking like it's the most probable scenario. But we're not decided this is the exact track yet. If you look at the GFS, which doesn't dig that trough hardly at all, or less so than even the European model, and it has this. It has a little bit of a mix. It's showing a wintry mix here over northeast PA. Not much snow at all, maybe a little bit initially, but then a wintry mix over to rain all the way up to northeast PA. The GFS has been the warmest solution out of all of them. So this is showing a scenario where it's a little bit warmer, and again, it's going to depend on how much that trough digs behind that first system, that cold front that comes through on Monday. So how much that trough digs is going to dictate this and where that exactly tracks. Okay, so this is a little bit further north, and that's why you go over to rain even in northeast PA. However, there's a flip side to this. There's models like the Canadian model that ran this evening that is mostly snow for even the I-78 corridor. Okay, so this is what it shows. And you got snow. The rain snow line is all the way down here in far southeastern Pennsylvania across Bucks, Montgomery, Chester. Okay, and it goes right into central New Jersey. And this is all snow up here to the north of there. So places like Harrisburg, Lehigh Valley, northern New Jersey would be snow out of this. And of course, you'd still be rain in South Jersey and Delaware regardless. I do think southeast of I-95, you probably have no shot out of this. A very, very minuscule shot of this occurring. But this gives you the idea, if that trough digs a little bit, and we go back to where that trough is, when that trough comes in, this trough is digging a little bit more. It's a little further south. And that digging allows the storm to track a little bit further south, and you get snow in more places. Okay, so there's one side of this coin, and there's another side of the coin, but the middle ground right now is probably the European model, which is I showed you first. Okay, so we're going to kind of go with that idea in our local forecast. If you look at the local forecast, it'll say in East Central PA, it'll say snow mixing with and then changing to rain, and I think that's going to be the best case scenario there. And then over down here in Philadelphia, you might get a few flakes initially, but it's going to quickly over to rain down there, it looks like. That's our best forecast for right now. This is going to continue to evolve over the next couple of days, and it could end up being something like this here, where you get a mix up here in northeast PA going over rain if it tracks further north, or it could be more snow if this tracks a little bit further south. But either way, this isn't a lot of snow. It's if it ends up being all snow at any one given location, you're looking at a 1 to 3 event, maybe 2 to 4, and that's it. Okay, it's not a big wrapped up storm. It's a weak low, and it says technically a southwest flow event. For those of you that are interested in meteorology and what kind of event this is a southwest flow event. So it's a little bit of overrunning precipitation involved with the system as depicted. Okay, so we'll continue to follow this over the next couple of days, and then see where this goes. Behind the system, it turns a little bit milder, though, and then we have another weak system off to our north. Might give you a few showers here during the day here on Thursday, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We have 2 big systems this week to worry about, which is the Monday cold front, which could bring another round of wind into the region, and then, again, the midweek system, which could bring rain and snow to different parts of the region. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for December 3rd, 2021. Have a great Friday.